When you start to let go of that fear of what other people might think about you or say about you, I think it allows you to welcome back those parts of yourself that may have been strangers.
Saying to myself in my mind, like, what are you doing? And then I was like, I don't care because I will never, ever see these people again. There is no way I would have ever done that publicly.
Welcome to a conversation between two friends.
This is Alice.
And I'm David.
And this is Truthfully Yours.
We are by no means experts or teachers, just speaking honestly within the bounds of friendship. If you found your way here, maybe there's something in that honesty meant for you too.
We invite you to lean in, and perhaps you'll recognize your own journey in ours.
In this episode, David and Alice explore what happens when healing creates space for creative expression. Alice shares what it feels like to dance when no one is watching, and what happened when someone saw her anyway. Meanwhile, David's break from work has finally given him space to start writing again. This is Truthfully Yours. Now here's Alice and David.
We should talk about creativity, because you and I have been on this journey of personal growth for a long time, way before, you and I had even met. And so that's something that I've come to learn about you, that you're very creative in a lot of different ways. And as you and I have shared the different ways that we like to have creative expression, since I've known you, you've gotten even more creative with actually doing the things, trying new things, being curious about new things, and just going for it. And I kind of wonder if it's because on your healing journey that you've released so much guck, it has made room for you to fill that guck with good stuff.
Before you've created space for healing, I think oftentimes you sacrifice parts of yourself that are considered weird, maybe things you wouldn't say in public, for fear of being made fun of. And so your poor little nerd heart is the first to go. It's always the sacrificial lamb. When you start to let go of that fear of what other people might think about you or say about you, I think it allows you to welcome back those parts of yourself that may have been strangers, and just honestly pure joy that can erupt from inside you when you're working on something or doing something that just satisfies your nerdy little soul.
Everything you just said, it just made me so happy because I resonated with that. But I'm just thinking more focus on what the part you're talking about healing. I mean, I think it is healing when we tap into that creative part of ourselves that hasn't been nurtured and that we haven't made space for. And now suddenly we find ourselves in a position where we have the time and the capacity to pursue these things.
I know we've talked about that quote before where the quote from Kierkegaard, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. And I mean, you had mentioned kind of healing creates space, and that space can then be filled with things that serve you better. I think that's definitely true. I also think about what has been eating up the vast majority of my time before this injury halted my life, so to speak. My job, where I feel that it's part of my job description is to play witness to people's lives that don't have anyone there for them at the end. And trying to make sense of all of that. Trying to, understand that life backwards while I'm still in the midst of living my life forward. That's been the major force in my life that has taken up my time, energy. And so taking a step back from that, I feel finally having time to just take a breath and think wait, I've learned a lot.
Right.
And I've learned things that would have helped me so much a year ago, 2 years ago.
Before I left on my trip, you emailed me a manuscript for a short story that you had written, and it was very good. From what I read, I thought, David is a really gifted writer.
The book that I sent you, very much not a finished product at all. Much of it needs to get better, but it's funny because when I'm writing for just my own self and my own enjoyment, I want to get this story out. Mm-hmm. And then if I'm not sharing it, I don't care necessarily to go back and edit it piece by piece because I'm I already know the story. Why do I need to do this? But yeah, sharing it with my friends and family, I'm okay, I want it to be at least readable and make sense.
But don't you love the idea of honing your craft though? that whole process.
Absolutely. Like achieving new heights.
I just think about my own life. Most definitely, I'm being more creative in so many different ways, and I'm learning things about myself within, those creative realms. And I'm thinking, oh, I didn't know this about me, and I'm liking it, and it's exciting, and it's fun, and it motivates me to continue on this journey that I'm on in order to create space for the things I want to do and explore. Sometimes on our healing journey, when we release stuff, we are moving forward in wholeness, that it does free us up to do other things. And now I'm thinking about my own life and what that looks like. And it is absolutely true. It is absolutely true. I talked about how in a previous episode that I'm really enjoying dance class and dancing in general, right? And how good it feels to be able to have self-expression in that way, which is very creative. But the only place that I dance, like totally just pop off, is in class, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's very safe because everybody there, we're all there for the same reason, and no one's going to judge you. Well, something happened this past week, David. I just got back from a cruise. My husband and I went to Alaska, and we did this funny thing where we were trying to get to 25,000 steps a day. And we did not take the elevators. We did not take the elevators at all, but our Apple Watches, they stopped counting steps right at midnight. And so the first night we were short like 5,000 steps. So we decided that we would do the dancing in the evening activity. And it's not like I really want to dance with a whole bunch of strangers to music I don't like. That's number one, because I really have to like the music. And it was like 80s music, 70s music, which is not really my favorite kind of music. But with that said, I decided, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I'm going to go all out. So where we were positioned on the dance floor was literally off to the side, not on the main floor, like literally on the outskirts. And I just popped off. And I popped off even more than I would during class, which I found myself saying to myself in my mind, like, what are you doing? And then I was like, I don't care because I will never, ever see these people again. So why would I care? So I literally danced like nobody was watching. And, but everybody was watching because as it would turn out, 2 people approached me on the cruise the following days asking if that was me. And I started laughing because I denied it. And then I bumped into one of these couples again, and she had said, "Gotcha."
Yes.
And so
yes.
it was fun. And I just feel like there is no way I would have ever done that publicly had I not felt free in my body to do so. And being free in my body means that I'm free from a lot of the things that I've let go and released. Because that's something that I've been working really hard in, because there is this book called The Body Keeps the Score, and it's about how our body stores trauma. So I've been working on a lot of somatic type of exercises, physical exercises to release trauma out of my body. I feel like this was the first time ever where I felt like, yes, I have released a lot of trauma, and like, holy cow, like that freedom of expression is amazing. It's just really amazing. It made me really happy, actually. And then it made me think, oh, I'm going to keep on doing this. And what else is there that I can do where I just really don't care? What I will say is that I'm always working on other creative little side projects that are just for my own enjoyment that I haven't done in a long time. And it's fun to start getting back into those things. I just feel like I'm in a good headspace to do that now. I want to explore these things like a child, because I wasn't allowed to when I was younger, through my own curiosity. And I am learning week by week, like there's a lot of things I'm kind of curious about, and I'm old enough and I have the resources to kind of explore them. So I'm excited, but I'm mainly excited for you, only because I feel like when I read your stuff, I was thinking, oh, he's actually a very gifted storyteller. I feel like you're a good orator. So it doesn't surprise me that your written word would be really good too. So who knows? And now you're a podcaster too. So, come on, David.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, subscribe to Truthfully Yours wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes weekly on Thursdays. We'd love for you to share this with someone who might need to hear it. For more about the show and Alice and David, visit truthfullyyours.com.